so welcome to the Cozy Edit with Laura. My name is Laura and I am starting a new podcast. So this is episode number 1. Figured I would follow a traditional knitting podcast format since I don't really know what I'm doing and until I feel more comfortable. But I really have it in my heart to do a knitting podcast. So here we are. Okay, so I do have a finished object. What am I doing? Okay, so this is my finished object. This is the Uma scarf by PetiteKnit. It is made out of one skein of blue sky fibers, new DK weight alpaca blends. I'll put in the comments what the actual name of the yarn is and a link to blue sky fibers. But this is the Uma scarf, and I mean it's basically just a triangle, as you can see, and then you have increases down the middle. I did make one modification for the bind off. So mine, this is the ends, and then you were supposed to bind off, and it was still rolling too much for me. So I actually went ahead and knit 1 by 1 ribbing and then bound off after that instead. Found that gave it just enough oomph to not roll up on me. So this in their photos is worn kind of like, oh, of course my hair's down, so it's not easy to do this part. Like this, and then the square shape of it kind of stands out because of the outline of the contrast colors. I chose not to do the contrast at the ends, but this is just the perfect size if you need a little bit of warmth. And yeah, that's it. I loved knitting it up. It was a pretty quick project. I could do it while I was waiting on the kids, outside of, school, of course. So it was an easy on the go kind of project. Yeah, right now that's my only finished object. I have one whip. I actually have 2, but the other one's over there and it's kind of in timeout. So I'm working on a tank top. I mean, I guess I could show you. Hang on. Okay, so welcome back. Although per you, it's paused. So I'm working on this is, oh gosh, what is this called? The Hope Top. And I'll put in the comments this is the Hope Top. It's got this cute cabling on the edge work, but it's just a V-neck tank top. Anyway, so it's kind of in timeout right now. I'm making it out of Knitting for Olive, Pierce raw silk in the colorway, I can't read, and I don't know where my glasses are. Anyway, I'll put it in the show notes also. So this is the colorway that I'm using. It's kind of like a greenish khaki color. I have the front done and ready to go. So here's where I'm at. And then it's in timeout because this is, okay, so that's the front V-neck, kind of. Okay, there we go. That is the front V-neck. And you can see that the pretty cabling down the front, and then it's just stocking net. But the increases, so I read and confused my right and left because I was thinking right and left as I'm facing it from the front, but I believe that the directions are from right and left from the back. And I realized that about halfway through the second strap on the back. So yeah, so I have to rip out all of this one and half of this one, which is why I'm not really worried about stitch stoppers right now. Anyway, yeah, so it's in timeout. And I think that once I get that part done, it's gonna be a pretty quick knit. It's actually a really great project and I'm excited I'm probably gonna make more. And anyway, my second whip is my giant baby. I'm so excited about it. So I started a pressed flower shawl by Amy Christoffers after Rhinebeck. Hang on. I don't know if I can do this with you here. What are you doing? I'm trying to record a video. Okay, so had got the yarn to start a pressed flower shawl. It is pretty much a hot mess of gauge, and I actually spent the majority of today ripping it out. So now I have the yarn to start a new project. Anyways, so that pressed flower shawl, sadly, you know, died a froggy death. So, can you say that on YouTube? Died a froggy death? Okay, anyway. While I was at the first annual Fiber Festival for Florida, are you making comments? My husband is sitting over there. No, okay. I found Queen City Yarns, and she had the most gorgeous pressed flower. Ugh. She had the most gorgeous pressed flower shawl that I had ever seen, and I am super excited because she had a kit for it. Guys, look. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the different color changes from the dyed-in-the-wool yarn for my flowers. And then she used this DK weight Surrey alpaca fluff for the lattice work. And I am just absolutely in love with this. I am so excited. Here, let me show you. And I'll put the colors in the comments, but this is the Surrey alpaca. It's DK weight fluff. And then this is the dyed-in-the-wool. Look at the color changes. Isn't that awesome? And so there was two of these and two of these in our kit. And yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. It is a fun knit. The increases are down the middle and on the ends, so it's not too complicated for that. And then just the color work, which is so much fun. I'm basically obsessed with knitting this. My family and my husband are tired of hearing about it, to be fair. While I was at the Fiber Festival, I also got a couple of acquisitions besides the Queen City Yarns pressed flower shawl kit. This is Queen City Yarns Flamingo Hat Kit. So she had these set up with an adorable flamingo hat, and the pattern comes with the kit. So you get the yarn that you need for the hat, and she said it makes 2 hats, and then also the pattern is included, which is great. She did tell me that it's a 50 stitch repeat, and I use a 56 stitch sock repeat, so I think I'll be able to add a little on either side and actually do a sock for me, which is probably more practical. But my mom was here recently and she saw this and the hat and fell in love, and so now I'm definitely making a flamingo hat for my mom. This is her, did I say that part? Noda sock, and it is a super wash, finger weight. I can't read. Okay, I can read, I just can't read without my glasses. It is, I want to say 80% merino and 20% nylon. Yeah. Super wash merino and then 20% nylon for the stretch because, yeah, it's for socks. Then I also got some yarn from Tropical Yarny. I picked up 2 different kinds. So this is her Pima cotton. It's 100% Pima cotton. Look at the gorgeous sheen on this. This colorway is called Nymph Fairy, and it's a light pink. I got enough of this to do a tank top also, or maybe even a t-shirt pattern. I was looking at a couple from Tori U, so I might do that with this. And I'd never seen this yarn before. This is so cool. It is a vegan, which is important to me. You know, I'm vegetarian, so anything that's vegan catches my eye immediately. But anyway, so this is a vegan stretch, 40% tencel, 40% cotton, 20% elastic. It's a worsted weight 4-ply yarn, and I got 2 skeins. You can see it's got like a little bit of stretch. She said it's perfect for negative ease, so I'm thinking I picked 2 skeins. That's enough for a tank top, and I'm in love with that. And yeah, oh, okay, so that's pretty much it for the yarny content. So while my mom was here, I do have one more acquisition. You can kind of see it over there. While she was here, we were talking about the Florida shop hop for the quilts shop hop, which is coming up pretty soon. And I have my finished object for my quilt, so I'll show that off here in a second. But while my mom was here, we were talking about it, and we went to the fabric store, of course, but she pulled out, guys, I totally stole this from her. Like, she had stuff in it, and I took it from her. I love you, Mom. Thank you. So she made this bag, and they got little crabs on it, and then this top part is grass, and there's pockets all the way around, and 2 handles, and it's lined completely, and it has a drawstring, so it's just perfect for my pressed flower shawl, which is what goes in here. And then also she helped me with, finished off finally my project. This is my Florida quilt from last year's shop hop. I don't know if you can see it, it's like huge. So the panel is the state of Florida, and then you do these around the edge. My mom helped me because I kind of got off a little bit. It was a little crooked, but anyway, so I used an orange fabric here, and then this is a blue palm, and then the backing is a cream colored palm. And then, my mom took it in for Christmas. She sent it off to the quilter for me, and he professionally quilted it. So I have beautiful shell pattern on my Florida blanket, and it's this nice lightweight quilt that I have been using nonstop because it is cold right now. And anyways, that's about it for episode number 1, and I hope to see you soon. Okay, bye.